Hi there, so today I'm doing a review of the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot foundation. Kind of changing the format of this review today. I'm going to do a first impression now. So basically this is the first time I'm ever using this foundation. I'm going to show you on camera what I think of it initially, just so we can kind of experience it all together, and then I'm going to just use it over the next week or two, just however many days it takes me to form an opinion of the foundation, and I'll be back with a review at the end of the video to tell you what I think of it. I wanted to just mix it up a bit because I always enjoy watching first impression videos, but then I just feel like you don't really get a kind of thorough review of the product, because I believe that you do have to wear a foundation for a few days or a few different occasions to really form a good opinion of it. In the past I've done a first impression and I've loved it, but then when I've actually worn it, the foundation, a bit more, I've kind of not liked it, or it's just not performed as well consistently. So anyway, so I'm going to show you my first impression now. As I said, this is the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot foundation. I know there's been a lot of criticism in other reviews that there are only 4 shades of this, so that is very limiting, and a lot of people won't be able to find their match in this foundation, particularly if you have very fair skin or darker skin. So the claims of this foundation are that it will control shine for 12 hours, deliver flawless full coverage, no cakiness, and blur away the appearance of pores and imperfections. Also going to be using the One Heck of a Blot primer with this foundation. I have done a video on this, I'll link it below, and I wasn't the biggest fan, purely because I didn't feel like it really minimized my pores. It did help with the longevity of my foundation, but I was really looking for it to minimize my pores and it didn't, so I wasn't a fan. However, I am going to use it in collaboration with the foundation just to see. It seems like the right thing to do. I don't usually use a primer with my foundation, but it just seems like, why not? I'm just thinking, why not? So I'm going to just go ahead and apply this first. There we go. I'm just going to smooth this in my kind of T-zone area. Smooth it on. I have oily skin. From what I've seen, this foundation should suit my skin type very well. I feel like I am all primed up at this point, and it feels pretty tacky on my skin, and I believe that's the point when you're ready to apply the foundation. I don't know, because I don't really use primers, but anyway, I'm just going to go ahead now and I'm going to shake up the bottle. Shake, shake, shake. Wait, I've not mentioned it. I have the shade Fair Enough, which is actually the lightest of the 4 shades. I'm hoping that it's going to match me, but we'll soon find out. Just going to pump it onto my hand. Now I am going to be using a beauty blender to apply this today. Okay, so it does seem to be pretty light. It's pretty runny as well. It's not the thickest foundation. Okay, so it says here, use your fingers to dab a few dots of One Heck of a Blot down the centre of your forehead, nose and chin. Blend centrally and then rub any excess outward onto your cheeks for flawless skin. Okay, so I'm going to start with my fingers. I'm just going to dot, 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 dot. I'm not going to put too much on either, because I have a feeling that if I apply too much, it could get a little bit cakey. From what I've seen, the shade is looking to be okay, which is good. I'm not sure whether to actually use my fingers or not. I was pretty surprised that on the bottle it didn't mention anything about using their One Heck of a Blot primer first. It just said after moisturising, so they've kind of missed an opportunity there to promote their primer, which is bizarre. You would have thought they would have definitely thrown that one in there, but no. Okay, so that's blended really nicely on my forehead, and I feel like I should have maybe applied just a little bit more, but that's fine. We can see if the product builds, because this seems to be absorbing really nicely. It's got a funny smell to it. I can't really describe the smell, but it's not, I can't really describe the smell. It's not offensive in any way. There's some kind of fragrance to this. Okay. So I've just applied the foundation to this side of my face. I don't know if you can see any difference. Sorry about the dots there. I shouldn't have gone ahead and put those on there, really, should I? Can you see any difference? The sun is shining right in my face at the moment, so it's a bit difficult for me to really tell. The shade is perfect for me, so that's not a problem at all. I think possibly I should have applied a bit more, but that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and blend the rest of this into this side of my face, and then I'm going to go in with a second layer just to see how buildable it is. But so far so good. It's looking very matte indeed, but I'm liking it. I just feel like the coverage is pretty light at the moment, which I wasn't expecting. So I think that's probably to do with the fact that I was quite conservative with the amount that I put on. Okay, so you have to work pretty quickly with this, because I don't know if you can see, you know, those dots that were on my face, they've kind of left little marks of where they've been, and I find it quite difficult. Can you see? It's really difficult to kind of blend that out. So I do feel like you have to work very quickly with this foundation, because I'm not able to even like blend that out at all. So okay, so I'm having a bit of trouble here. As opposed to trying to blend those dots out, I'm just trying to get rid of it, and it's not budging from my face. Okay, this is a little bit of an issue, but that's fine. Okay, so I've applied the foundation all over my face now. It's definitely giving me quite a light coverage. I was expecting at least a medium, and from a lot of the other reviews I've seen, it seems to be pretty full coverage. So I think that's probably because I didn't really apply that much foundation. So I think I'm going to go in now and just see if I'm able to build this up at all. I just don't want it to get cakey, so I'm a little bit reluctant to go too crazy with building it up, but I'm going to just apply a little more and just see what happens. I think I might just begin with my chin area, so if I just put a little bit there on my chin, and we can see what happens. You definitely do have to work quickly with this foundation, because it does tend to really kind of you know, just kind of stick to your skin. I don't know if that's something to do with the primer, but the foundation does kind of stick onto the skin as soon as you put it on, which is a good thing, I suppose. I feel like this is going to be quite difficult to get off my face when I actually do want to get it off. I'm finding that I'm using a lot of foundation in order to get a medium coverage, but I'm just going to keep going, keep going. So I am back. Right, okay, so initially, as you saw, I only put a tiny bit of the foundation onto my skin. It blended out really easily, really nicely, but it gave me a really light coverage. So then I went in and applied a second layer, and it was fairly easy to apply the foundation. However, my skin now looks awful. I mean, it looks absolutely awful. My face feels super dry, and I don't know if you can see, but my skin just looks super cakey. Look when I smile. I mean, look at those lines around my eyes. It's just emphasizing the hell out of my fine lines. Also, it looks super powdery. Like, I know this is a liquid to powder kind of foundation, but it's really, I mean, it's not messing about. It's really gone powdery, and it's really gone cakey around my eyebrows. It's just refused to blend there. It's highlighted all my pores. Like, it's really highlighted my pores. I don't know if you can see, just kind of at the side of my nose. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but take my word for it, this has literally aged my face by about 15 years. So cakey on my skin. It's just not blended out at all. I don't know if it's because it isn't buildable, maybe because I went in and applied the first layer and then put the second layer on top. Maybe I should have just put like I can't even talk because my skin is just feeling so dry, like on my cheeks, and it just feels dry. I mean, it feels soft, but it feels dry. Oh my gosh, hate it. Like, I hate this foundation. It feels disgusting on my skin. Like, I know it sounds like I'm being so like overly dramatic right now. Sorry, the camera was shaking a little bit. This foundation is absolutely disgusting. I really wanted to approach this with an open mind because I have seen a few other reviews that kind of really slated the foundation. So I tried to come in with an open mind here, and I really did want this to work, but it literally, there is no way I'm wearing this again. Because my skin just looks about 15 years older. It's emphasized all the fine lines around my eyes. It's emphasized my pores. And the feeling of this on my skin is just horrific. Like, it feels so dry and horrible. Like, from a distance, it probably looks okay. But if I come up close, I just don't know how well you're going to see. But just look, the fine lines around my eyes. I don't know who this would work for, and I know a couple of girls have really liked it, but I don't know, I just don't know. Maybe they have perfect skin anyway, and I just don't know, because I don't have perfect skin. I have aging skin, and I have big pores, and you know, I do not have perfect skin. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you have to have perfect skin to be able to use this. I'm not sure. Maybe it would work really well on like teenage girls who don't have any fine lines or big pores or anything yet. I'm not sure. But for me, this is definitely not working. The reason why I decided to do like a first impression first as well was because I'd heard a lot of negative reviews on this foundation, so I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, so that's why I did want to do the first impression first. And I can tell you right now, there's no way that I'm ever going to be using this foundation again. I don't care, I just don't like it. I'm forming my opinion here and now because it just feels awful, it looks awful. I could go on about this all day and just repeat myself. This foundation is terrible, and this is coming from someone with oily skin, someone that this foundation is targeting, because I have big pores, I have oily skin, and it's awful, it's horrific. So I'm going to go wash this off right now, and this is going in the bin. I'm never using this ever again. Soap and Glory, you need to sort this out. You're a good brand. Why are you putting out crap like this? And it is crap, and I know some people may like it, but I don't know who's going to like this. It's awful. It's disgusting. I hate it. And I'm going to go now. This is the worst foundation that I've ever tried. Ever. It's awful. So with that said, I'm going. And thank you for watching this first impression. I don't even know what it is. It's a slating. It's a bashing. This is like a hate video against this foundation because I hate it. Anyway, I'm going now with all my fine lines in tow. I'm going to wash this off. I can't have it on my face any longer. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with reviews of other makeup that I like. Okay, I'm going now. Or that I don't like, but just this is awful. Okay, I'm going now. Bye.